So here's the thing. This is a brand called Noise, or rather called Noise Fit. This brand was in India for quite some time because this is a proudly made in India brand. They've got some amazing products, but they mostly focus on accessories. So that be your headphones, smartwatches, everything you could ask for, they've got it. I have heard some few good reviews about these products or the brand, I would say. So I was very excited to unbox it, open it, and I was eagerly waiting for it to be arriving in Nepal. So finally it has arrived in Nepal, and Vatsal Impex is bringing all of these products. I've actually had a chance to wear all of this already, and these are just new boxes. So let's talk about what I think about these devices. Here are two amazing watches. One of them is the Noise Endeavour and the other is Victor. If you talk about the price difference, this one costs you 12,000 rupees, where this is just for 3,000 rupees. That is Nepalese rupees. So let's start with the unboxing of the rather reasonable one. Just gonna pull the plug there, and I really say they haven't gone so easy on the packaging. This is a good packaging, I would say. That's out of the plastic. Here's the other one. I'm not gonna go so gentle with this particular one. You get the tag here. I'm just gonna cut it. That's verifying the authentic Noise. Yeah. And straight into the box. Right off, I was very impressed by the branding. It's a very minimal, clean looking device. You keep this aside, and there you go, you get into the watch directly. Taking it out, the box is empty. On this one, we get some Noise stickers, an appreciation from Noise, and the user manual. Oh no, this is not the user manual, and your warranty card. So all of this aside, box is out of the frame. Let's dive into the watch. You also get a magnetic charger on the pouch itself. This magnetic charger is not the strongest, but just enough to get the job done correct. Let's keep this aside. I'm gonna press the watch from the bottom. So this is the Endeavour. This particular watch is made to be a little more rugged. It's got that sturdy feel in it. Upon looking at the watch itself, it feels tad bit premium. The main body of the watch does feel premium, whereas the silicone straps do not add up to that. But can't complain for a watch of this price range. Every smartwatch we get comes with a silicone strap. On close look, you get a rotating crown. That's a functioning crown. You get a button. Then you got a few design elements here. Overall, the watch does not fail to feel like a premium, good quality watch that's also gonna last 2 years. It does not feel cheap, it does not feel plastic, and it's got that I'm a good smartwatch feel on it. Let's keep this aside. Now let's go for the Victor. Victor does look like you just bought an Apple Watch. You get the same stuff, the charger, the stickers. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to throw it there. I'm going to push the watch out. Now hear me talk about a very controversial take here. Although Endeavour is a more premium, more expensive, rather expensive watch, I like the feel of Victor more. It could be because of my love for this shape or because of the color I chose here. This blue strap makes it feel very premium. Although this is silicone again, but it does not have that siliconous feel on it just because of the color. This could be only for me, so you test it out for yourself. This one's got the same stuff. The body does not feel cheap, whereas the straps could have been slightly better. But this is a smartwatch coming in under 5,000 rupees, so I'm not going to complain about the build of this. The thing is, both of these watches come with an universal strap, so I can just pull it out and select any particular strap in the market that fits my liking. So my only problem about the straps is already fixed. So these are just two tiny devices with universal handling, so you can put up any other straps of your choice. Now let's talk about the insides of this smartwatch. It does not just have to look good, it has to perform good as well. So are these good performers? Now we're going to talk about it. Firstly, the major differences you're going to get on these two very different price ranges are the display. The Endeavour here has a 1.46 inches of AMOLED display, whereas the Victor just has an 1.85 TFT LCD display. You can imagine the difference between the colors and the brightness. Except for the type of display, another difference here is the Victor just has 550 nits of peak brightness, whereas the Endeavour has 500 more, which is 600 nits of peak brightness. On daily basis of uses, I have not found a difference between these on sunlight. This one, the Endeavour, does perform slightly better, but I wouldn't say you'd have a problem wearing either of this on harsh sunlight. Now, I've personally worn both of these watches for elongated period. Not just a week or a few days, I've worn this both for around 15 days each. on an entire month of time span, I had one of this for the half of the month and the other one for the rest. So you know I've tried out everything possible for these particular watches. An interesting thing I figured out on both of these watches are they last a long time. Both of these, despite the price difference, have given me a backup of around 10 days. But to be completely honest here, Victor does last you a little longer. So I have personally used this for 12 days without charging. That's not going to happen for everybody. I did not pick up all of my calls on this. I didn't use this every time. And I had the brightness to the lowest setting, and that gave me around 12 days of backup for Victor. On the other hand, I was blasting the display on the Endeavour. The always on display was always on. I didn't charge it for around 8 days, and personally on the 9th day I had to charge it. So this is a 9-day backup and a 12th day backup. Now let's single out the Victor and just talk about this particular device, because I've liked this more than the Endeavour. Although that's a great watch, but for the price range I have liked this one more. The fun parts about this particular watch I found is this is IP6 8 water and dust resistant. So it's not gonna take any damage, and I actually did it. I took it underwater and this came out fine as I took it in. So there was no problems and it was functioning as good as before. That's a very good part. Except for that, you also get SpO2 monitoring. So your watch is always worried about you if you've got enough oxygen in your blood. Always worried about you, you also get a 24 hours of heart rate monitoring. So from the moment you sleep or the moment you wake up, it's gonna give you a call if your heart rate rises. Knock knock, what are you doing? Or the heart rate is rising, please be safe. That's this watch, it cares for you. Adding up to the charm of this device, we get 130 plus sports mode. I don't even play sports that much. I only know 5 of the sports here. But it's got a tracking system for all of those. Although it isn't very accurate. But anybody buying a watch on this price point should not be expecting a top level accuracy on the steps monitoring, on the heart rate monitoring. There's a few issues here and there. But for a generic idea of how many steps I've taken or how many calories I've burned in a specific workout, this does the job just fine. Now, despite this watch not being that much of a harm to your pocket, has every feature you need. This watch also comes with Bluetooth calling feature. That is a major feature I look into when purchasing smartwatches. No matter how many sports mode it's got, I do not play all of that. And maybe I'd never want to know how much calories I've burned. But having the privilege to take a call from my wrist is a very rewarding feeling, and this just does it correct for you. You can reply to messages and also take calls in this particular watch, and I'll tell you the mic isn't bad at all. You get a proper functioning mic that's built into this, and even on very noisy environments, I've gotten a feedback that when I'm speaking through the Victor, people can hear me very well. So that's an 8 out of 10 just for the mic. Now time to say goodbye to the Victor. We're gonna jump into the Endeavour. This is another amazing watch. This has got every feature I've mentioned on the Victor. So you get the Bluetooth calling, you can reply to SMS. You also get more than 130 sports modes here as well. And both of these also come with 150 plus watch faces you can pick from. Now there's a major difference about both these watches. Except for the price, there's another feature that's coming with the watches itself. But both of them are extremely good. The Victor here has a stress monitoring system. So it's gonna remind you if you're taking too much stress. And I've actually found the stress monitoring system to be accurate. On moments when I was not feeling myself, the watch just knocked on me. Your stress level is going high. That's a good thing there. And for Endeavour here, we've got a SOS calling feature. So that's coming in handy. Now the interesting thing here is the SOS isn't like we've got it on Apple. It's not gonna send some signals to satellite and people are gonna come rescue you. The thing here is you can assign emergency contacts, and upon any hard situations, you can press these buttons 5 times to send out a notification to your emergency contact. Well, it's a very reassuring feeling that wherever you go or no matter what dangers you get yourself into, your emergency contacts are just 5 clicks away. So those were the features I wanted to talk to you about. All of these are very wonderful, and these as smartwatches are amazing. There's no problem I found with either of these. So I can tell you, if you're planning on buying either of these smartwatches, no matter what budget you're planning to go into, Noise is catering to you. If you're searching for a watch under 5,000 rupees, the Victor could be the best choice for you out in the market. Or if you're planning to go a little higher, around 12 to 13,000 is not a bad price for the Endeavour. This is a great watch as well. Another quirky little feature the Endeavour's got is you can also get a hold of your voice assistant through the watch itself. Lastly, one thing that's made me love these watches the most and compared to all the other smartwatches available in the market today is the app. We're no strangers to knowing that you need to access an app to run your smartwatches. And on my time of reviewing smartwatches, I've found a lot of brands where they do not have an app for themselves. They've just brought in the watch and you're gonna have to use the app that's on a very different name, and thousands of other brands use the same app. But that's not the case here. Noise has its own app, Noise Fit, which is an amazing app. The UI is very great, very smooth, and it's not very hard to navigate. You can figure out what to do, where to do, and choosing a lot of watch faces or accessing information from the app is not very hard. So either you're planning on spending over 10,000 on a smartwatch or under 5,000 on a smartwatch, you highly should consider these options. And an added layer of trust on buying these smartwatches could be the positioning of the Noise brand itself. Globally, this is the number 3 best smartwatch brand, and on India it's the number 1. So 1 and 3 sound like a good number to me when buying for a smartwatch. If my brand is being ranked on the top 3 globally and on India, I love it. I would not have much doubts buying on these watches. So that was it for today's video. I hope I answered all the questions you could have about these particular watches. If I didn't, we've got an Instagram handle, you can DM them, ask about the queries. We're there to talk to you. Or there's a comment section below the video. You can also ask your questions, and also do let me know what you think about these watches if you tried them already. That was it for today's video. You've seen me before, you'll see me again. This is Susan Gardner signing off. Bye bye.